He has done his MSc, MPhil from Department of Statistics from Osmania University. He was in ICMR National Institute of Nutrition for his PhD. He has worked as a scientist in ICMR Regional Medical Research Center and Indian Statistical Institute. He has published around 20 publications in reputed journals. He has given around 30 talks in different organizations. He has many national and international conferences and workshops, and the count is around 40. He has expertise in systematic review, meta-analysis, and advanced statistical methods for medical, technology, public health, and nutrition. So with this, I'd like to welcome and our expert for this session, Dr. Ramesh Athe sir. So welcome you. And with this, I'd like to hand over this session to our expert, Dr. Ramesh sir. So sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Uh, okay, shall I start? I'm audible, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Thank you so much. So now means that is the statistics is the kind of that is the lies and damn lies in statistics. And now while presenting the statistics is a kind of it's a boring subject. Okay, that is the pro because I'll share my presentation right now. Uh, is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes. So thank you for giving this opportunity. And the importance of regression analysis in machine learning techniques. See, the means that is a set of machine learning methods that allows us to predict the continuous outcome variable based on the different, independent or predictor variables, one or more variables in a regression analysis. So that is the regression analysis, a significant contribution in machine learning techniques and algorithms of machine learning techniques. And that is the it is kind of one of the easiest method for predicting the variables that is under continuous variables. And the regression algorithms are machine learning techniques for predicting means whatever it is a continuous and measured values from your experiment or as well as from the algorithms. So these are the things. It is a regression analysis, and it's a means kind of how we predict the things and how we estimate the things from by using machine learning techniques under the umbrella of regression analysis. So this is how to present a statistics without boring. See, listen carefully. Statistics is always boring subject. Means a lot of people means while they're in the lecture and all these things means everybody's statistics means always it is kind of lie and that's kind of statistics is always kind of it's kind of they will means think about it. So okay, fine, then we will go for any programming or any kind of here that is these people are means listening the statistics and they are sleeping very nicely. See, the things is kind of all are sleeping because of statistics lecture is going on. So here means why we are first of all we are talking about that is the data and the variables means why we are what are the predictor variables, how you identify the predictor variables from your experiment or from your data set, and how you identify the dependent variable of your data and experimental oriented data, whether it is a primary data or it is a secondary data. So here data is kind of the information about the knowledge, and it is answer to the question and it the measurements from the experiment. And see here that is the why then see, listen carefully here. That is the data is the information about the experiment, or the answer for the question, or a measurement from the experiment. Then the variables is then it is kind of two types of variables. One is a continuous variable, and another one is categorical variable. That variable is measurement, which varies from between subject to subject, and it's kind of we will go at the end of the session. We will go for one hands-on also if it is means if it is a kind of time is available. variable. So here that is the one variable per column, and another variable is a kind of one row per the subject. That is kind of these are the things that is one is height is there, and another one is year of studies, and gender is there. And see, some is the height is 170, 160, 165, 175, and 168 is there. These are the kind of measurements is there. See here, the gender is classified based on the male and female. So this is kind of categorical variable, that is nothing but a continuous variable. So these are the types of variables is there. One is scale, that is nothing but a continuous variable, and it is kind of that is nothing but a quantitative variables. And another variable types is there, that is called the categorical variables. Once we know the nature of the variable, means that is the how the classification of the variable, either in terms of ordinal or in terms of a nominal, or in terms of the quantitative, either it is discrete or it is kind of a continuous random variable. See here, kind of that is the nominal, no meaningful order. So here there is a means one is cat is there, another one is dog is there. It looks very pretty, but there is no meaningful order for that variable. So here it is order, means that is the first middle candidate is higher, means that is height is bit high, and the second one is this one, and third one is here. That is kind of, let us say, suppose gender is there, it is by naturally the order is already, it is described by classification of your measurement or classification of your variable. At that moment, if it is there is no order, that is nothing but a nominal variable. If it is order by naturally, it is defined in that kind of a variable is known as ordinal variable. These two variables is under the categorical variables, and one is the discrete variable, means is, let us say, how many candidates is there? There are crickets is there. So that is the count. So suppose let us say we will go for household survey. See the number of kids in the household, means it is 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. At that moment, we are counting the that variable or the classification of your variable. So this is the counts or integers of your data. Then the kind of data is known as discrete data. And if it is measurable or kind of that is the length, height, weight, age, and all these things is under the umbrella of continuous variable. That is the measurements takes any value. So these two types of variables is there. One is and so that is the continuous, and another one is categorical. This can be known as quantitative and qualitative variables as well. I'm audible? Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
So means while we are means when we are going for the regression, while we are predicting the things, see, listen carefully. Means this is kind of a very simple example. See the Swiss Titanic sank in 1912 with the loss of most of its passengers. So 809 of the 1,309 passengers who died, means that is the percentage of death rate is kind of 61.8 percentage. Means how we formulate a question, that is the research question: did loss of traffic affect the survival? So we are forming a question that is the most important for the regression analysis. Why we are predicting? What is the interpretation behind that, and what kind of conclusions we have to get at the end of your model fit for that particular data set, or particular experiment, or primary or secondary data. So here, that is the introduction of the that is the regression. It's a very simple this kind of let us say, suppose one population is there here, that is the this is called the population. So in this population, we draw a sample from this population. Kind of this is the sample. See here, that is the population is belongs to the base. Or for example, it will means I'll go for kids, or under children. So the children population here, it is there in the children population. I draw a sample for that sample population, and I'll collect the information about height and weight and age. So is it any relationship between height and weight? Is it any relationship between weight and age? And is it any relationship between height and age? So here, why we are drawing this kind of things? Why means what is the my importance is that then how many means what is the percentage of people underweight and what is the percentage of people the kids means normal weight and overweight and obesity. So that is what it is the thing. Then how means how I will predict the things because see suppose let us say sir means you may ask the question that is the population consists one is horse is there and another one is kind of dogs is there. So here that is the horse is there and another one is dogs is there. The population is there. See here, this means that is the height of horse and weight of the dogs. Then can we predict the things? Can we apply for the regression analysis for this kind of data? Because both of them will be different population. So at that moment, whatever your measurement from your experiment or your data, it comes from the same population. Then you go for the regression model fitting. Otherwise, if it is different population, then you have to the regression correlation is kind of a nonsense kind of it is means our conclusions and our things will means that is inappropriate and it is insufficient information comes from the data. So then before going to do any relationship between any two random variables, the two random variables is drawn from the same population. This is the thumb rule of the regression. Sir means why not means horse height and a dog's weight? Because the both of them will be independent populations, they are not dependent each other. So yeah, that is the if it is there, yes.
Excuse me, sir, voice is not clear. It's,
Uh,
the pitch is increasing and decreasing somehow. I don't know.
okay, ma'am. Just a second. Hello. Now I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go for means. See, when we are predicting means one dependent variable or more than one independent variable, but all variables comes from the same population. How either you go for at the population level or it is a sample level, but the thing is there now here that all variables comes from the same population. That is called the thumb rule of the regression analysis. When we are predicting the things, it is compulsory a kind of you have to follow this rule. Ma'am, now I'm audible, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now
Okay,
it's fine, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah. So the means generally that is the inferential statistics involves means that is a kind of why we are finding the relationship between two variables or more than two variables. What was the reason for behind that? Because we here means let us say suppose a business person may wants to know whether the volume of sales for the given month is related to the amount of advertising the firm does that month. See why we are calculating this kind of educator also interested to determine whether the number of hours a student studied is related to the student score or particular examination or grade. So means why we are calculating if you increase your number of means hours of student means number of hours you have to study and automatically your grade is improve or not. Then at that moment whether it is possible or not, at that moment I will collect the information from our means that is the adequate sample size of my students, then a number of hours and that is the grade how it is, then automatically I will predict here that is the grade is depends upon the number of hours studied. So the area of inferential statistics, it is determining whether the relationship is existed between two or more numerical or quantitative variables. In machine learning techniques also means you people is means means write a algorithm for the numerical variables and you have to predict one dependent variable or more than one dependent variable, and it is how it is predicted from the independent one or more independent variables. So here that is a suppose let us say means a zoologist may wants to know whether the birth weight of the certain animal is related to the lifespan.
So here that is the question is there, birth weight and lifespan. And here suppose let us say if it is a medical researcher are interested to questions such as hey, caffeine related to the heart damage. So means whenever you are talking about whatever the why we are calculating this, see suppose that is the means that is the cigarette smoking is cause of cancer. Means is it any means significant relationship is there or not? So these kind of things means that is the means when we are calculating when you are predicting the things, if it is age is increasing, then automatically your memory power is decreasing or increasing. That is depends upon means what are the things is required for that kind of research. So these many things are in a number of ways we have to find out the means the relationship between two variables. That two variables comes from the same population. So there are only a few of the many questions that can be answered by using the techniques of correlation and regression analysis. See, before going to the regression analysis, we need to identify whether the two variables are more than two variables having any relationship is there or not. That is the most important. If it is relationship is exist, then we will go for means regression analysis. Means that is the relationship must be significantly affected. It's kind of means it is kind of it's a small relationship is there. It's just a 20% of relationship is between two variables. Then there no need to go for the regression analysis. So that is what it is the importance of the regression analysis. So here that is the kind of before going to the regression analysis, we will go for one scatter plot and another one is correlation coefficient. And then that correlation coefficient is it is significant, then we will go for the regression analysis. So these are the things behind the regression analysis. And as a the nature of the relationship between two variables, that is either it is a positive or negative or linear or non-linear. It could be means curvilinear as well, but that there is any relationship is there between those variables, whatever you are studied from your data set or primary data set or experiment, that is the secondary data as well as. So the purpose of this topic is to answer these questions statistically. See, that is the first, are two or more variables are related or not? So if so, what is the strength of the relationship? Then what type of relationship it exists? And what kind of predictions can be made from the relationship? So these are the things. It is means these four questions is probably it is the purpose of this topic. And these four questions, how we will means estimate and how we will contribute our analysis for this statistically, how we will answer these questions. That is the most important of this regression analysis topic. So the first two answers means that is the first two questions answers is comes from the correlation coefficient as well as in the scatter plot. And that is the if it is what type of relationship is existed, that is also under the correlation coefficient. The last question comes from the regression analysis. So these are the things means if it is the that is the this measure is called as a correlation coefficient. And why we are calculating the correlation coefficient, because of that is the strength or the relationship between two variables is significantly statistically significant or not. If it is significant, then I'll go for regression analysis. For example, there are many variables that contribute the heart disease. That is among them lack of exercise, the smoking, age, stress, and dietary habits. So these are the which variable is most influenced variable of this heart diseases. So how we will go for this is kind of multiple linear regression analysis. If it is one dependent variable and more than one independent variables is there in our data set. So of these variables, some are more important than others. Then that is means that is the doctor or a physician who wants to help a patient must know which factors are most important. Is it clear? Hello? Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Then the to means that is the to answer the third question, that is a kind of means see how I will identify means I have a data set is there, sir, and how I will identify which is the independent variable and which is the dependent variable. So if it is there are two variables, one is independent and another one is dependent variable, how we will identify from my the data set? So before going to frame your question, then based on that your objective of your research, then you have to identify and list out how many independent variables is there and how many dependent variables is there. Then once that is the significant, means that is the significant relation or strength of the relationship between two variables is existed through correlation coefficient, then we will go for a regression analysis, that is called the simple linear regression analysis. So here there are one dependent and one independent variable is there in the analysis, then that kind of regression analysis is known as a simple linear regression, and it is kind of means that is depends upon your experiment and that is depends upon your data set. So now I'm going for actually means before going to do the my the regression analysis, then I'll go for first of all scatter plots and correlations. So the scatter plot is means kind of that is the pairs of x comma y variables, and that is the consisting of dependent and independent variables. So here that is the that is the researcher collects the data on two numerical or quantitative variable to see whether the relationship exists between two variables. So, for example, a researcher wishes to see whether there is any relationship between number of hours, that's already we discussed, and if so now I'll go for one application, then construct a scatter plot for the data obtained in the study on the number of absences and final grade of 7 randomly selected students from a statistics class. See, the data is shown here. See here, that is the students. There are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the students is there, and the number of absences that is kind of that is under a variable x. So that is, if it is 6 absent is there, then the final grade is 82 percentage. If it is 15 absence is there, then the final grade is 43 percentage, and if it is 12 absence is there, then the final grade is 58 percentage. So if it is 5 absence is there, 90 percentage, but if it is 2 absence is there, 86 percentage is there. So means why we are calculating means if it is there is any means the relationship is existed between these two variables, that is numerical variables, that is one is final grade and another one is a number of absences. So this is the kind of means any relationship is there from this figure. Hello.
Number of absentees are more, then
Okay.
the final grade will be decreases.
Yeah, it is kind of negative, means that is the negative relationship is there. If it is kind of the absences is increasing, then automatically your grade will be decreasing. Hello.
ठीक है, हम देख लेंगे
जैसे नेगेटिव रिलेशनशिप इज देयर,
उनसे आपको कांटेक्ट करना।
Thanks a lot. Okay.
अभी हम कहीं बैठ रहे हैं।
So means the first type of my regression analysis, I'm going for a scatter plot, and that scatter plot gives the whether it is a relationship is exist or not. See here, either it is maybe it is positive or it is maybe a negative relationship is exist for our data set. So here that is the correlation, and then the scatter plot, once my scatter plot is over, then automatically that some relationship existed between two variables. At that moment I'll go for correlation and it's a causation. See here, these two people are means having the tea and they are discussing, is it a correlation or causation? Hello.
Causation.
Yeah. Why? Because means here that is kind of there is no numerical values, means we are not measuring any numerical values from these people. So therefore, if it is numerical values or means you have to measure or you have to means estimate the numerical values from your experiment or from your data set, then you will go for correlation coefficient. So here that is the already we discussed about the correlation, that is the strength or linear relationship between any two random variables is known as correlation coefficient, and it will gives that is the relationship between like it is a kind of either it is positive or it is negative or no correlation exists between two variables. So that could be kind of this is the correlation coefficient is always means why we are calculating this correlation coefficient. Already the scatter plot is means that is give the information or some relation is existed between two variables, but that relationship is that strength of the relationship is existing in either it is a positive or it is a negative, or it is there is no correlation between two variables. So in terms of that is the relation, the strength of the relationship between two variables is in terms of the percentage values of this thing. See here, let's go for once canvas. Then see here, my height is there and my sample, that is the kids sample is there here. If it is height is increased, then the weight is increasing. So what type of relationship is it? If it is kind of height is increasing
Positive correlation C.
and the weight is also decreasing, height is decreasing, the weight is also decreasing, what kind of relationship between these two variables?
Again positive correlation C.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And if it is height is increasing, for example, then the weight is decreasing.
Negative correlation C.
If it is height is decreasing and the weight is increasing.
Again
So
negative.
there, yeah, sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So here means that is the nature or the strength of the relationship between two variables. See here, this is the both the direction of the two variables is in the same way. Either it is decreasing or it is increasing. At that moment, this direction or this kind of relationship between two variables is positive correlation. Positive correlation. And if it is kind of, one variable is increased and another variable is decreased, the relationship between these two variables is opposite direction. So that's why this kind of relation is negative correlation. Please mute your mic, sir. Thank you. So here there are several types of correlation coefficients is available in the statistics, and one of the most important correlation coefficient is that is the Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient. It is kind of Pearson's product movement correlation coefficient, and it is named as that is the Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient, and it is that pioneered research person, that is the Karl, is a scientist from nutrition. He developed this formula and applications in 1962. Sorry, 1862. So this is the correlation, means that is the first we went for the scatter plot and we identify whether it is a kind of there is any relationship is existed through pictorial representation. Now we are calculating the correlation coefficient of that data, and this is the kind of one is a correlation coefficient is always lies between -1 and +1, and if it is kind of the symbol is really means it is kind of the symbol is denoted by small r, and the strength of the association between two variables can be calculated. See, the r is means the range between -1 and +1, and the value r denotes the strength of the association as illustrated by the following diagram. See here, kind of if it is the r value will be 0. If it is r value will be 0, then we may conclude that two variables are independent. We may conclude that two variables are independent. So at that moment, means if it is two variables are independent, means automatically we understood there is no relationship between two variables, then there is no need to go for regression analysis. So there is no predictions will comes from this algorithm. So if it is kind of that is r value is 0.25 r plus 2.5, means it's a weak correlation, means there is no way, means it's not a significant correlation between two variables. At that moment, if you go for a regression analysis also, then automatically the expected value and your observed value, the residual is very high. At that moment, our predictions or our interpretation or our conclusion for the data, it is kind of does not give exact information about your experiment or your data set or your algorithms. See here, if it is kind of, it is more than 50% is there, either it is in terms of positive or in terms of negative, then that kind of relation, it is a significant relation. At that moment we will go for regression analysis. So otherwise means just we have to stop the means our experiment or our data set at this moment only. And if it is so, if it is kind of, that R value will be 1 or -1, it is kind of strong correlation coefficient between two variables. See here, if it is kind of this, then at that moment, that line of the regression line is very straight, and the variation among the observation, that is the observed value and expected value, is very, very less. So this is the why we are calculating the strength of the association between two variables. So the relationship between the correlation coefficient and a scatter plot, just you have to see here, that is the find of it is the 50% of relationship between two variables. It is there here 90% of relationship. It is there. It is 100%. See, it is the kind of straight line equation is there. So the correlation coefficient, either it is perfectly positive or perfectly negative, it will give straight line of your data. Sorry for the disturbance. So here means it is a negative correlation, and this is also negative. Means that is a significantly negative correlation, and it is a perfect negative correlation between two random variables. One is dependent and another one is independent variables. So here this is kind of nonsense correlation, or it is kind of, if you say X and Y are independent, then there is no correlation between two random variables, that R value will always 0. Is it clear for everyone? If you have any queries, is there, please ask me. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any questions from the audience? Okay, fine. This is the mathematical formula for calculating the correlation coefficient, and he means this R value means it is determine whether that is what kind of relationship between two variables that could be calculated by using this formula. If there are no units associated with R, then the value of R will remains unchanged if X and Y values are switched. So here, that is the relationship between any two random variables. It is not kind of, means that, that there is no units for calculating the correlation coefficient for the, to any two random variables from your experiment or from your data set. So this is kind of, already we discussed it just now, that is the scatter plot of our data, that is the number of absences and final grade, and that scatter plot shows it is a kind of, negative correlation coefficient between two random variables. So here, that is a kind of, this is the solution for means whatever mathematical formula is there for this correlation coefficient. N number of formulas is there, then you may choose any one of the formula, and you have to calculate the correlation coefficient between two random variables. So here, that is the value is minus 0.944. So here 94.4%. negative relationship between two random variables. See, suppose if it is a kind of, negative relation means one variable is increases, then another variable will be decreases, then automatically that kind of relationship between any two random variables is known as negative correlation. That is 94.4% it is there between two random variables. Now I'm going to introduce the regression analysis. So the regression analysis, it's kind of, first of all, we went for that, already we discussed it, and already I mentioned that is the evidence by regression of itself can never be a proof of causality between the dependent and independent variables. So the studying a relationship between two variables, you have to collect the data and construct a first of all scatter plot. Then you go for one scatter plot will gives the information about the nature of the your two random variables. Then we will calculate the relationship between any two, that either it is positive or it is a negative or it is a curvilinear or there is no relationship between two variables, that by using the correlation coefficient. Then I'll go for the regression lines. So here, if the value of correlation coefficient is significant, then the next step is determine the equation of the regression lines, which is the data lines of best fit. Then the note already we discussed, that is the determining the regression line when R is not significant, and making the predictions using the regression lines are meaningless. So means the nature of the data, first we went for the scatter plot. If you are to identify any kind of positive or negative correlation or relationship between any two random variables, then I'll calculate the correlation coefficient. Then at the end I'm going for the regression analysis. So this is the behind, that is the background of regression analysis. And all whatever variables included in your study, that all variables comes from the same population. So that is kind of, this is the definition, and that is stepping back towards the average, or that is the that is the estimating the relationship between dependent variable and one or more independent variables is known as regression. And here that is the entire regression concept is that is the concept of mathematical model, that is the sum of the scales of the deviation must be minimum, that is called the least square estimate. So the entire of course that is the statistics is the means the branch of mathematics. All sciences and technologies under the umbrella of mathematics, and the purpose of this regression line is enable to research to see the trend and make predictions on the basis of the data. So that is what it is, the kind of the regression analysis. And so this is kind of how many lines is there for my data set. So there are a number of lines, there are 3 lines is there, but which line is the best fit for my data? Which line is a best fit for my data? How can I estimate my line is means this is the best fitted line for my data? So here
Error will be minimum.
ma'am. Hello.
Error will be minimum, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. That is the means that is the least square means that is the least square estimate, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Ma'am, here means here there are 3 lines. Is there which line is the best fit for my data? So at that moment, we will go for this is kind of what is the means a residual value, or what is the difference between means that is the kind of variation among the observed and predicted values. So automatically whichever it is less, then that kind of line will give the exact information about your data or your experiment. So the reason you need a line a best fit, that is the values y will be predicted from the x. So here that is whether R is positive or whether R is negative, that is depends upon the that is the data set. And if it is R is positive, then it is the line slope is the upward, and if it is negative, the line slope downward of the figure. So this is called, see, this is called the kind of means whatever collecting data from our experiment, and we have to predict it same value from the each and corresponding observed value. Then we have to identify the residual values from each and every observed value by using least square estimates. Then we have to fit a best line for the data. So the determination of the regression line equation, it's a very simple, and first of all I'll go for with the algebra. That is, the equation of the line is usually given y is equal to mx plus b, and where m is the slope and that is the b is the y-intercept. So it is kind of, this is the mathematical equation that is in terms of y is equal to mx plus c or mx plus b. But in a statistics, means we are using this same mathematics formula or equation, and that is the same formula we are using in the statistics, but the difference between the mathematics and statistics here, see here we are calculating the least square estimation. Here that is the slope and y-intercept by using the calculus part, that is the differential equations. So here that is the equation of regression line is written as a y cap is equal to a plus bx, where a is kind of, that is the y-intercept and b is the slope of your line. So these are the figures. See how the y-intercept we will calculate, and how we will calculate what the means, that is the constant value. So this is the pictorial representation from the algebra of the line, and this is the statistical notations for the regression line. So these are the means, the mathematical formulas, how we will identify the, that is the one is the intercept and another one is slope of our line, that is a and b. This is kind of, formulas, and no need to explain for these things. Also here means these formulas can be used in the correlation coefficient as well. So now we are going for one application of this regression line. Then that they find the equation of regression line for the data and a graph. Kind of, there are costs is there, that is in 10,000, that is the 63 and 29, 20.8, 19.1, 13.4, and 8.5. So these are the companies. There are 6 companies is there, and that is the revenue comes from this cars is dollars $7 and $3.9 billion, and 2.1 and 2.8, 1.4 and 1.5. See here means which is the dependent variable and which is the independent variable, may I know?
X is independent and Y is, the cars are independent and revenue is dependent variable.
Thank you, sir. So the revenue is depends upon the that is the number of cars. So the automatically the revenue is the dependent variable, and the cost is the independent variable. Then we will predict how the things is there. That is a kind of, this is the mathematical equation. Then there is no need to see here. That is the kind of, the sigma x and sigma y, sigma xy, sigma x square and sigma y square. That sigma x value will be 153.8, and sigma y square is 80.67. Therefore we calculate estimation value a and b, that is 0.396 and 0.106. So then this is the equation of my regression line. So hence the equation of the regression line y cap is equal to a plus bx is y cap is equal to 0.396 plus in 0.106 into x. See here one is that is the one is the intercept. The intercept value is 0.396, and the slope of the my line is 0.106. But what we are learning from this example or application of this data, why we are estimating these things?
To find out the relationship between two variables, these cars and revenue.
That's true, ma'am. Then a relationship is existed, ma'am. Then what should I do? The relationship between that is the x and y is y is equal to 0.396 plus 0.106 x.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Why we are fitting this model for data?
For calculating the future values, sir. Future values means for how many cars, what is the revenue? Suppose
Exactly,
we are having.
sir. Yeah, that is kind of we are predicting, right? Here, if it is kind of, but suppose let us say here that is the car. Suppose let us say if it is cars is 1.0, then what is my revenue in terms of billions? if it is kind of sales is only 10,000 cost only. If it is kind of, if it is my cost, mean the sales is kind of, that is, if it is means 90.0, then what is my revenue? So automatically we are predicting the means the data, and what is the dependent variable. If it is independent variable, if it is 40 is there, then how much my revenue. So I'm estimating my revenue, but because of already existed data is there with me, but that is whatever predicted values and observed values, means if it is the variation is minimum, then automatically my predictions are means significantly perfect. So these are the things. Why? Because with the two means whatever variables comes from the same population, that is the most important. And see here, that is the estimating of means kind of, if it is x is equal to 15. So the x is equal to 15 means that is the cost, means in terms of 10,000s. So automatically then that is the my revenue is 1.986 billions. So here we are predicting by using existed data. So that is what it is, the regression, because already existed data, you can predict a number of values. You can go for 1 lakh also, then you can what is your means revenue. So the future predict, sir already said, that is the future values we are predicting from the existed data. But the existed data follows normal distribution or not, that is the another property of regression. If it is data follows normal distribution, then we will our predictions are accurate and precise and reliable for the data. So therefore, means see, suppose let us say means x is equal to 1 is 15 I use, then the value will be 1.986 billions. And if it's my x is 40, then the value is 4.636 billions. Therefore, then then we have to draw a plot for the scatter plot, and that is the equation of my regression line. One is 15 comma 1.986, and another one is 40 comma 4.636. Sir, why we are taking 15 and why you are taking 40? Because see here, that is the kind of the data is minimum is kind of 8.5 and maximum is 63. So at that moment, at least means we have to take that whatever values in between that range 10 to 16, then 10 to 60, then automatically we have to draw a line connecting with the 2 points. When you draw that regression line, then some times necessary to truncate the graph. See here. Oh, this is the graph. Yeah, this is the graph. So now if it is the 8.5 sales is there, then automatically my revenue in billions is kind of more than is here, that value will be 1 point how much it is. So that is the, if it is 15, then that predicted value is 1.986 billions. 15, where is the 15? Okay. Yeah, this is the 15 value. So this is the graph. It is representing, it is kind of positive correlation between, that is the revenue and the number of car sales in the particular company. So we are estimating or we are predicting the future goals, means if it is already exist data is with you. See, suppose let us say then we will go for one means hands-on, then you people understood. And one more alternative method of this regression line is the y is equal to a plus bx, that is the straight line equation of in the mathematics, and y cap is equal to y bar plus b into x minus x bar. The same y is equal to bx, just now we calculated, here only b is required, and x bar and y bar means see, sum of the squares of the deviation taken from arithmetic means. So that's why the regression analysis will give the accurate predicts, and it is a precise, and if you repeat a number of times, that the same predicts will be will comes from the you have to do the experiment more than one time. So that is what it is the thing, because this is the sum of the squares of the deviation taken from the arithmetic mean, that is the measure of central tendency of our data. So this will means that regression lines will give accurate predictions, or that is the depends upon your data set. So this is kind of another example, that is the 6 persons were selected the value of their age, and that is their weight in demonstrated in the following table. So let us say if it is the age is 7 years, then the weight is 12 kilograms. If it is age is 5 years, then the weight is 10 lbs, then kilograms. Then what is the predictions, how you predict the things? See, suppose let us say this is the mathematical calculations. It's a very easy. So here, that is the x bar, means that is 41 divided by 6, means that the average age of the kids is 6.83 years, and average weight is of that kids is 11 kgs. Therefore, the regression line y cap is equal to 11 plus 0.92 into x minus x bar. So the equation is y cap is equal to 4.67 plus 0.92 x. So here, that is this is called the kind of this is the slope of your equation, and this is the intercept of your y dependent variable. Therefore, if it is that is the 8.5 age, if that particular kid age is 8.5, then what is the estimated weight is 12.50 kgs. And if the kid weight is 7.5 years, then automatically the estimated means weight of that kid is 11.58 kgs. Therefore, this is kind of pictorial representation. This is got the straight line of your data, and we create a regression line by plotting two estimated values of y against the x independent random variable. Any doubts, ma'am? Or any doubts? Sorry, any queries? Hello?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So at the end, means the statistics is always lies, and means that is the damn lies and statistics. This is the how to lie and how to lie with the statistics and how to lie without statistics. And thank you. Then we'll go for one hands-on. Hello.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go for. So here. So there are 110 means participants is there, and then we will go for one hands-on. That is, I need to know the height and weight of our participants. Then I will estimate that BMI is kind of how many persons is underweight and how many persons is normal weight and how many persons is overweight and how many persons is obese. So that could be calculated by using a regression analysis, and we will predict the things, because if it is height is this much, then this is the weight. That is also we have to predict from our hands-on. Let's go for hands-on, or shall I show in the SPSS or any other softwares?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
One announcement. Akhilesh Singh, sir, your camera is on. Please off your camera. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. We can go on.
We'll go for hands-on. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Or you have any queries, or you have any kind of means any type of question, then I'll clarify that question, sir.
If you have any question, participant, please ask. Otherwise, we'll go for the hands-on. I think so. We shall go for the hands-on. There is no query. If they'll have, they can ask.
It's a kind of lie only. See the statistic. If it is there is no query, means either my presentation is kind of understanding, or any kind of means statistics is always boring subject.
It's not like that. It was really interesting. And one thing what we should understand, yesterday I got a question from one of the participants that how transparent is any machine learning model, and that time I told that it's a complete transparent, because there is a mathematics and a statistics behind. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever we predict or whatever any model predict, just because there is a statistics behind, they are doing all the calculation, then only they are predicting something. And we got the idea today how it is happening at the back end. Some math, some statistics about that. So it's really interesting. obviously, if people are coming at the first time, I mean, reading for the first time, they may not understand it completely, but definitely they'll get the idea if they'll see the lectures again. And that's what my feeling is. Yes.
So thank you, sir. So let's go for means we are means including me 110 participants is there, and I'll calculate that is the height and weight, and I will estimate the BMI for you people, and how many people are the normal, and how many people are obese and overweight and underweight.
Okay.
Or means if there is no interesting, then I will wind up the things at present.
No, sir. Actually, we can see. I guess I'm interested. I don't know. Participant, we need some response from you. Whether
Actually, means at the end means once we do the any answer, then whatever my topic is there, at least means somewhat they will understand. That is my feeling, sir.
Yes, yes. There is one question in the chat box, sir, from Devisha Aruna Devi Tiwari, that if shapes are circular, what kind of relationship will be that?
That is Caroline relationship, ma'am. Aruna Devi.
Okay. So any
Yes, sir.
other,
Yes, sir.
right. Fine. So any other question from the participant?
Okay, thank you for giving this opportunity, Sunil sir, and thanks for attending my class for everyone, and thank you so much. Shall I wind up the sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If there is no question, we can wind up now. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and giving us such a wonderful talk. And we'll definitely learn the statistics, and all of us, because the sessions are recorded, so they can go through it again and again, and they will learn more from it. That's what we expect. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your time.
With pleasure, sir.
Yeah. But sir, are we going for hands-on right now or not? I mean,
So that is depends upon the participants, sir.
participants, some of them telling that.
Otherwise, I will show one one example is there, that is the relationship between gestation age and birth weight.
Yes, sir,
Means,
please show,
yeah,
because
then I'll
some of the
once I'll show. Yeah, yeah. Even if it is interest, then see here, that is the there are 20 pregnant women data is there with me, because earlier I was worked as that is ICMR Regional Medical Research Center. See here, that is the gestational age of mother or pregnant woman. It is 36 months and 38 months, and somebody 40 months is there, somebody is 37 months is there, and the kind of the last candidate is 30 we selected only 20 pregnant women, and there that is a newborn baby birth weight is that is in grams, that is 2475 grams for first lady, and that is in if it is a 40 means that is a 40 months is there, that is the birth weight is 2750, and that is if it is 30 gestational age period is 30 weeks, then automatically that is kind of 1900 means that is the grams of that birth weight. So once we will go for that birth weight is depends upon the gestational age of women. So once I will go for this kind of linear regression for this thing, then automatically see this is the result. Then from this result, see, first of all, see the statistics behind the statistics. See, this is the mean birth weight, and this is the mean gestational age of during the pregnancy, and this is the the standard deviation and of the both birth weight and gestational age. Here, that is there are 20 women is selected, and that kids is also means we waited for that kids. Here, that is the see. First of all, we are calculating the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient is significant. The correlation coefficient is significant. Therefore, if it is correlation coefficient is significant, then I'll go for the regression analysis. So here that is the models in summary. See here that is the one is the R and R square value is there. The relationship between independent and dependent variable in terms of quantity, that is 55.5% is there. That is the R square value. That is the interpretation of R square value. Therefore, means see here that is the model means that is the coefficients is there. See here the constant value is minus your 657.688 grams, and if it is gestational age is 82.77744. So the equation of this one is kind of, you know, I'll go for canvas then. So therefore, that is the y or y cap is equal to 82.77744 x. X is nothing but a gestational age minus 697, sorry. Six 0.688 grams.
Sir, sir,
Yeah, please.
please re-show the analysis in the SPSS.
Okay, sir. I will show. See, this is the y cap is kind of, you know, birth weight. Okay, sir. This is the birth weight, and this is the 82.1 is the coefficient of your regression. That is the slope of your x. That is the gestational age, and this is called the y-intercept. I'll show, sir. I'll show them. So this is the data, means the data comes from that RMRC people. They collected the information. What is the gestational age of that is the during you know, pregnancy, first and second and third semester, and that is in so that is the age in month, age in weeks. Sir, I'm sorry, age in weeks, and the birth weight means if it is a kind of gestational age is a kind of 40 weeks, then automatically the birth weight is 2.64 kgs, means it is kind of, you know, normal birth weight. See here that is 1900 is there, that is the 1.9 kgs because that is the gestational age is very less. So that's why the birth weight is a low birth weight. And you know, that is 31 is also almost, that is a 1.91 kgs. So that is also low birth weight only. So another one is 32 is there, that is 1.865, that is also low birth weight. And another one is that is interesting story here, that is a 37 weeks of the gestation, but the birth weight is 1430 means 1.435 kgs. So if it is kind of, this is then what is the behind that why means that the birth weight is low birth weight, then we will go for further research and we have to identify what are the causes and what are the things, means what is the requirement for that pregnancy lady if it is kind of this. Yeah, tell me, sir. Yeah, right now just I did only one click, sir. Actually means whatever we are doing, see here, that is the regression. Means I went for the linear regression. Then dependent variable is birth weight and independent variable is gestational age. Just I clicked and the result came here.
Okay, thank you.
Sir. No, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Shall I wind up, or if any queries is there, then I will clarify the queries.
Yeah, query from the participant. I think so. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us.
Okay, sir. Thank you. With pleasure, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, so participant, hopefully the session what gone through, you must have understood most of the things. If you are not, then I will be uploading the videos as I uploaded yesterday. So I'll upload it, then I'll share you the link. So the link would be same in the same playlist. 2 sessions video will be uploaded mostly. For this session, already I have asked to the sir, and for the second session, I'll ask once to the Dr. Arun sir. Yeah, and for the first session, anyway, we did not record the video because ma'am didn't allow for that one, right? And yeah, so wait for some time. By evening 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I will upload the video in the same link in the YouTube. Right? Any questions? Then you can ask me now.
Okay, Sunil.
Yes.
I have been logged by 2 email IDs. One is JN Tripathi, and another is JAT. J capital, A small.
I understand, sir. No issue. No issue. Let it be. Okay. I'll rectify that one. No problem. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Okay, then participant, like now we are going to wind up our second day. So tomorrow morning at the 10 o'clock again we'll meet and we'll start with a third day. First session will be about the neural networks. So in the first session, we'll talk everything about the neural network, how the neural network works, the input and output of the neural networks. In the second session, we'll see one of the special architecture, is also known as the recurrent neural network, right? And in the third and last session, we will do the hands-on. Okay, where yesterday we left at some point, so tomorrow again we'll start from the same point. We'll develop some models, machine learning model, and I'll also show you, because I got some questions, queries about the image and image processing or image reading from the drive in the Colab, doing some pre-processing. So I'll try to show you that also. Okay, so that is the thing what we have scheduled for tomorrow, and we'll be doing that one. So please connect 5 minutes before 10, so it's 9:55, and we'll start with the third session. Thank you so much, all of you. So I think we shall wind up now. If you have any query, I'll be waiting for another 2 minutes for your query. If you have any, you can ask me.
So please share today's recordings as well.
Yeah, that's what I have mentioned, that I will share in the evening after getting the consent from one of the speaker, and I'll upload the video in the same YouTube link what I have provided you yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.